Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. The Anguish of Non-Select Men. Yeah, there's when men get together in a place where they feel like women aren't hearing them or can eavesdrop on a conversation, we talk about generally two things. In general, other things might come up, but generally two things: sports and women. In fact, I've always said, even written in one of my fiction books, you can go any place in the world. In fact, I said this in one of my videos. You can go any place in the world and talk to somebody you could barely talk to, barely share the language, but if you look like you play a sport, make a motion like you shooting a basketball or kicking a soccer ball, or you point to a woman, make a reference to her body, you can click with that man. Like any place, we gonna click on those subjects. Like I said in I can't even remember which video, but big booty can bring world peace. But anyway, right? This video is about the anguish of non-select men. Usually, if you get a place, like say in a barbershop, right? You get some men, they get to talking. They chilling. And the conversation come up about women. You always have that one player in there, right? That one player, he might be quiet at first, but if he get nice and comfortable, he might mention what he's done with like some women. Like some freaky shit. Like some crazy shit, right? And he'd be all confident and shit. And then the bad part is there's somebody in there who can corroborate the story. Or if you know the person enough, you might have seen him talking with a woman, right? Like with me, a lot of times I take whatever dude says with a grain of salt until I actually see him with the woman. Or a woman like trying to holler at him or something, or how he interacts, right? And usually the man is talking. He's talking about all the nasty stuff she's doing to him, all the freaky, crazy ass shit, right? And sometimes if you can get a woman, an honest woman, they'll corroborate the story. Maybe not his particular story, but they'll say, yeah, I did this for my man, or I did that, right? Thing is, when you get those situations, you got that non-select man there. Now, being non-select don't necessarily mean the man don't get sex. It just means he ain't getting the freaky. He getting that pedestrian sex, right? He getting that, she looking up at him like ho hum. She thinking about her taxes in her head or something. Got everything else. She ain't really trying to seduce him or anything. She ain't gonna shop at one of those lingerie stores, right? Or let me say ghetto style lingerie stores. She ain't gonna do that. In fact, she gonna come up with every reason why she can't have sex, and she'll just, sex. It might even be a situation, and you got guys in relationships where 4 times a month. In fact, it's scary that I personally know of marriages where they pretty much sexless. They say if you have sex less than 12 times a year, you're in a sexless marriage. Well, I know about them too. People tell me everything. In fact, as an aside, I've had some people say, hey, Rom, if I tell you this, I ain't going to hear about this on a video. Well, I always tell them, nah, I'll speak in general about the situation, And as an aside, there are a lot of stuff I do say. Somebody's giving me permission as long as I don't call their name. But the anguish of a non-select man, one way or the other, they find out that they're not getting what they think they should get, or they're not being treated the way that they should be treated, or they see it. Like a man, sometimes they in a position where if they around some women, they find out, wait a minute, it's not normal for women to go to sleep in their granny panties. They find out it's like, wait, it's not normal for a woman to always go to bed with a rag on her head, or to sleep as far on the other side of the bed as possible. These are good for guys in relationships That's for the non-select man, or a man that be henpecked all the time, and or they find out like, wait a minute, this dude ain't even a good dude, but this woman is showing him total respect. A lot of the anguish is just seeing, they get wind of the double-sided treatment. I mean, even a man is, and especially if a man, he gets to the point he can find that one woman who treats him as if he's select for just a little while. And then they have to go back to the negative treatment they've been getting. It makes a man angry. Now, I know a lot of women, they complain, and they'll talk about brothers bashing them on here, and closets kept. You got a lot of these white guys and guys of Asian guys. They saying some stuff too. And a lot of times women can't figure the shit out. Of course, they not being treated right. That's the biggest difference. That's actually the biggest difference between being select and non-select, is really the treatment. Non-select guys marry. Non-select guys have kids. They have families. But just because they in that position don't mean that they're select. It's because, women settle with them. And that's a problem too. A woman feel like she's settling with a man. And the guy gets that because for whatever reason, many women, when they're in a relationship, they take some fondness in letting the man know he isn't all that. And sometimes a man just hangs on, but a man can't go through that without getting some type of anger. And I see it and I hear it. I've been at this a long time. I've been hearing the story since I've been young. Even before I had any interest of doing any type of relationship type of book, I've been hearing it. Yeah, admittedly at first I just thought it was just some rare occurrences, but I was still hearing it because, I was hanging out with mostly player types. So I was hearing the other side. But then you start contrasting stuff and you're like, what? Like I remember one time, right? This dude, 6 figures easily, plus he owns some businesses, right? Government job and owns some businesses, so he was in a perfect position, right? He was telling me how he spent all this money on a woman, right? To go, couple dates and, for, I don't know, 600, I forgot how much it was. It was a lot of money. And I was just looking at him, I'm like, you spent that much money on a woman? I think he said, let's say he said 400. I forgot what he said exactly, but say it was a lot of money in my eyes, right? And I was like, she'd be lucky if I spent 40 for the hotel. And I'll probably still make her go half. Something like that, or a motel at that price. And I was just like, okay. And like I said, the men, when they realize they spending all this time and energy showing some concern about the woman, and then realize some dude is basically getting like her best treatment for free, shoot, they get angry. They get mad, Then they start looking, for somebody who can articulate what they're saying. Because like I said, I heard it. I've heard it. Can't say I experienced it because, well, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but Rom's cheap with money, so if they start like making money an issue, money don't come out my pocket. So it's like, that's one thing I'll find out right away if a woman like me for money, because Rom becomes broke. Rom becomes broke, even though Rom could probably put a down payment on a house at any time. So it's like I become very broke, just to find out where they at, and and that's how I gauge it, because a non-select man, he gets angry because he finds out he's jumping through a lot of hoops for really very little reward. Because even if he gets sex from a woman, he's not getting the best sex. She ain't showing him as much respect. He going through a lot. And, when he opens his eyes, what people call getting that red pill, he gets angry. He's like, wait a minute. And in some cases, that can spell the end of a relationship. Like, if a woman out there, I'm gonna be honest with you, if a woman out there, she need shoot. Even though I ain't down for that control thing, realistically, she in trouble if that dude ever get to talk to like some good bar type. Like have a real conversation. Now, at first, just from personal experience, sometimes that good bar type might be quiet around the dude. He might not say anything, but if that dude feel like, look, I gotta put this dude up on some game, shoot, that dude gonna come back a little angry. In fact, some women are like that too. Some women are very careful about having their man hang out with the boys because they know they're getting over on him. They know they're getting over. They don't want him to find out because if that dude find out, please, it's all over. It's over, Charlie. So, yeah, when the men realize, hey, there's a big difference in treatment, boom. That really can bring up some anger, anguish, whatever. And hence you see some of the stuff we see on social media now. And, I mean, even to the point of, like, straight up rage. So, anyway, right? That's it for today. I'll talk to you later. Peace.